Hi everybody, welcome back to Dragon Eye Creations. If you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. And I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody for sticking it out with me for 2022. I am so appreciative to all of you. And to help us bring in 2023, I created this handsome little guy already with his kisses pouring out, ready to celebrate the new year. So I'm going to show you guys right now how you can make your very own champagne wishes with gnome kisses. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to start with these to-go cups from Dollarama. They're a 12-ounce cup. You get them for $4. You can see they are a little big for a top hat, so I'm just going to cut this one down. You can see I'm just going to cut all the way around, just cutting the bottom off of it. And then we're going to slide it right on top of the other cup here. And in this way you can kind of slide it down and you can make it whatever height you want. Just don't slide it too hard or it will rip. Add a little bit of glue here and there just to kind of stick them together. You don't want too much or you'll have a bump. And now I'm just going to take this sequined fabric that I have and I'm just going to wrap it all the way around my cup as tightly as I can. This is a lined fabric, so it's kind of hard to get it real tight. But I tried my best. We're just going to add some hot glue and keep rolling, trimming off the end. And then I'm just going to hem over the edge here just so it looks nice. Just hem that down. And then we're going to tack it right down, gluing it. Sorry, my head keeps getting in the way in this video. Camera was in the wrong spot. So we're just going to tack that down. And now we're going to glue all around the top and then tuck in all your edges. And we're going to do that on the top and on the bottom. Which I guess it's hard to tell which is top and bottom right now. So now I'm just deciding what size circle. I just have these lids that I've kept for this purpose, but which size circle I want for the brim of the hat. And I'm just going to trace that onto this craft foam that I have. And then just cut out my circle. And then I'm taking a lid from those to-go containers and I'm just going to put it on this black plush fabric I have. And I'm just going to hot glue the edges down and tack it down all the way around the top there. And then just trim it down right close as you can to the edge. And then we're going to hot glue. Now this will be our top and we're going to add that lid back onto the top there. And now we're going to take that foam circle, hot glue it, and put it down on that same kind of black plush fabric. And then hot glue my edges and tack them down all the way around. Next I'm going to take that same circle, draw a circle around it, and then we're going to just loosely cut out this circle. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to tack down our edges just with a little hot glue all the way around, being careful not to burn ourselves too many times. And now we're just going to attach that circle to our first circle. And just making sure it's pressed all the way around, deciding where about our hat will fit. You can see it made a little indent there for me to go by, which is great. Add some hot glue to our cup, bottom of our cups there, and attach firmly. For the bottom, we're going to take this X-Acto knife, make us a hole, and then just use scissors to make pie shapes all the way around it. And then we can just tuck those in. Now I'm just going to add this trim all the way around. This is some minky fabric that I just cut a strip and then hot glued my edges down on both sides to form this nice trim piece. Okay, we're going to take this foam cone. It is about 5.5 inches long, and I'm just going to roll it up in this fabric. I'm just kind of guessing about what size I need here, and I'm just going to hot glue the one side here and then just roll it up. I know I don't want a straight piece, so this kind of worked good to do it this way. It does make you have a little extra, but that's okay. We're going to hot glue that and then just trim off our extra here. And now we're just going to hot glue the bottom all the way around. I do want to trim off that extra big piece because I don't want it to get in the way when I add the legs later. And now I'm taking these hair foam rollers. I ordered these ones from Amazon. They're a little longer than the ones I get from Dollarama. And I'm just going to remove the wire from inside the one, put the other one to this side. This one's a little thicker than the other one I grabbed. And now I'm just going to cut those down about 1 inch from each one there. And then we're going to roll them up into some gray fabric. This is gray minky as well. I like to use the minky fabrics. And then we're just going to add some hot glue to the end again, roll it up, and trim off our extra. all the way around the bottom, and then do the exact same thing for our other leg, trimming it off. And now I'm going to take these bamboo skewers I got from Dollarama, and we're just going to put those up through the hole where the wire was. Just so we have a couple inches sticking out anyway. Add a little hot glue to the top, and then we're going to just cut the bottom off. I had to show you guys this in slow motion because it was crazy how fast these things fly away. You got to be careful where you're aiming them. It just shot out of there so fast. It was crazy. So be careful where you're around when you do this. And then we're just going to put those into the bottom, trying to get those centered before you push them all the way in. I kind of try to get them centered in there as much as I can. And then do the little test, make sure they're good. And then we add some hot glue to our sticks and then press them back in there again. Twist it around a little, get it all the way in there. And now we're going to work on his coat. I kind of went back and forth a little bit with this guy, figuring out what I was going to do. So with this coat, I just wrapped it around, gathering it, and then just cut off enough so I knew I'd have enough. But I decided to work on his boots next, because I wanted him to be able to stand to judge how long I need his coat. So for his boots, I'm using these plastic shot glasses from Dollarama, a plastic Easter egg, and some cardboard here that I'm just going to glue my shot glasses onto. And then I'm going to take these pebbles here, they're from Dollarama as well, and I'm just going to put a few into my Easter egg, making sure it's still flush at the top, topping it off with some sand to fill it, and then just hot gluing it right onto the cardboard. So again, shot glass glued on, fill up the egg with pebbles and sand, hot glue it on, and then we're going to trim around them. That's how we weight our little guy so he doesn't tip over, which I realized later I really didn't need to do too much since we added him to our big base anyway, but I was kind of playing it by ear with him. So now we're just going to wrap him in that same really plush black that I used for his hat. So I just kind of cut off a piece here that was a little longer than the height of his hat, or sorry, his boots. And now we're just going to start rolling that up by hot gluing all the way around the bottom of the boot itself. And then just wrap that up, lining it up with the bottom. Add a strip right at the end to finish it off, and then trim it. We're going to put a little hot glue right on the top of the egg and then right on top of, or in front of the glass, and that's where we're going to press down at first. Then add some glue to the inside the cup, tuck all the rest inside, and then a little hot glue right in the middle and press the tops together there. Same thing for our other boot. Glue around the bottom there and roll it up. Little glue on the top to tack it down. And now we are going to make the bottom of his pants. I hadn't done that yet either. See, like I said, I was back and forth a lot with him. So for the bottom of that, I'm just grabbing the same gray that we used for his legs, and we're going to just hem down the top after we cut out enough that it'll wrap around him. And we're going to hem down the one short side as well. Now I'm going to judge about how long I need it to be. Trim it off again. End up being just a little over 2 inches long. And now we're just going to hot glue that all the way around him. Finishing off with that hem piece right on top. And now we're going to hot glue right around the legs first of all, so I can tuck that all in there neatly. So it's nice, and it helps to keep those legs in as well. And then the other side again, right around the leg. It gets a little awkward at this point, but you can do it. And then hot glue more, tuck everything in. Now I'm going to add some hot glue right to the bottom of his boots. Lots of hot glue. And press firmly, get his boots in there. So this piece here is about 9 inches long and 6 inches wide. And now I'm just going to add some minky to it again. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces at about 6 inches long, and then one that's about 10 inches because we want it to be a little wider for this piece. And then we're going to just hot glue the one or the 2 short ends down of our longer strip here, and then take one of the short ones and glue it good side to good side first of all, and then flip that over, tack it down just a little bit, and then we're going to flip it over and glue that back of it. Same thing on the other short end, good side to good side, tack it down, flip it over. And now we're going to take our long piece and we're going to go good side to good side again and flip that over everything. Burn yourself a little bit, and then we're going to delint it. And now I'm just going to find where the middle is, add a little hot glue, and add that right to the back of our guy. Run a strip of hot glue all along the top, and then just pull and gather together all along the side. And then same thing on the other side, strip of hot glue, pull and gather all along the side there. Squish it all together right along the top of our cone. And now we're going to take our little bit thinner foam roller, remove the wire, cut it in half again. And now we're going to take the wire from the first one that we removed as well. We're going to connect those two at the top, cutting off the end pieces. Yep, that one went flying too. I had to go find it. And then we did the same thing on the other one, a little carefuler. And now I'm going to take the legs and the arms here, and I'm just going to roll them up in that same black sequin fabric that we had. Adding a strip of hot glue to finish it off. It is a little tricky with the sequins. You kind of got to cut around them, but just trim the edge there. Add a strip of hot glue at the bottom. And then we're going to roll it up in that same minky trim. Finishing off with hot glue, and then trim off your extra. Exact same thing with the other one. Little hot glue to finish it. And now we're going to put our wires back in there again, putting the hook end at the top of the arms so we can connect those together. And then we're going to take our tool and just pinch them together so they're stuck nice and tight. And then we're going to put them right at the top of our cone here, putting some hot glue right in the holes of the foam to keep the arms in place as well, and then adding plenty of glue on top of that. Now we're going to take this 3-inch square of gray faux fur, and I'm going to just cut that into a bit of a triangle shape, just cutting off my corners at the bottom. And I'm just going to make a spot here for my nose. This is a polymer clay nose that I made previously. I'm just going to add a little bit of E6000 to the middle of that with some hot glue around the edge, and then press it down firmly right in the middle where you made your little spot there. Add some hot glue to the back of that, and then about 1 inch or 2 down from the top of the cone there. We're just going to glue that all down. And now his hat, we're going to put lots of glue right in the middle of that where our little pie sheep pieces are, and then we're going to press that down on him firmly again. I'm going to cut off a little extra of that wire and add these polymer clay hands I've made previously as well. I'll put a link in the description of how to make hands and noses. And we're going to add some E6000 again with a little hot glue. For our base, I have this wood piece that I just got from Dollarama, and I'm just going to paint that with this black shift color. I didn't think it would work. It was a little too gold for me, so I added this metallic silver just lightly over top of it, and it kind of gave it like a kind of an interesting, just metallic kind of look. Suited our little guy. So now I'm taking this plastic champagne cup from Dollarama as well, and we are adding some E6000. Polymer clay does not like to stick too much, so E6000 works the best. So we're just going to stick that to our guy, let him lay down while it dries. And now I'm just going to take this paper straw, and I'm going to add it to the base here, hot gluing it, and then the very bottom of our cup. So if we stand our guy up, he's holding our cup, so you can't really see it very good. And now I'm just adding some aluminum foil all around the straw. And now I'm just going to, I started trying to use this sticky on 2-side tape to glue these Hershey Kisses to it, but they tended to fall off. So I did start to use a little hot glue just on the lowest setting. Just put a little dab of glue. You don't want to melt your chocolate. And then you just start adding them all around your straw, just gluing them all over so you can't see the straw too much, but that's why the aluminum foil is on there. And then I did add hot glue to the bottom of his feet. I forgot to do that before. So again, just hot gluing Hershey Kisses all over. I put some on the inside as well, so it looks like they're pouring out. You want to put it along the back as well. And now I took, again, Dollarama little chipboards. I'm going to just paint one of these solid black. And then when it dries, I'm just going to use these paint markers to write Champagne Wishes and Gnome Kisses on it. I'm going to just add some hot glue to the base of that and glue it right to our big base. There he is, our handsome little guy is all ready to celebrate the new year. And what better way to do it than with a gnome and chocolate. So if you guys like this tutorial, I have many more gnome ideas for you for 2023. If you have a certain request though, please let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you guys. But until I see you next time, I would like to say love to all and have a great new year.